All right, let's dive right in. We're going to break down everything you need to know about using artificial intelligence in Texas public schools. And look, this isn't about telling you what you can't do, it's the exact opposite. This is about giving you a solid legal and ethical framework so you can feel confident and, honestly, empowered to innovate. I want you to think about your role in a new way. You are the architect of learning in your classroom. And AI? Well, AI is this incredible new tool, a powerful contractor that can do some amazing heavy lifting for you. But as any good architect knows, before you build anything, you have to master the building codes. These rules aren't here to stifle your creativity, not at all. They're the foundation that makes sure everything you create is safe, secure, and built to last. And that firm foundation, it really starts with one single thing: trust. Before we can get to all the exciting, innovative stuff, we have to guarantee that what we're building is on the bedrock of legal compliance. It's how we keep our students safe, our staff protected, and maintain the trust of our entire community. So here's the bottom line. Before we even start daydreaming about the amazing things we can design with AI, we have to get that foundation absolutely perfect. And that foundation is all about data privacy and security. It is, without a doubt, the #1 priority, period. Okay, so let's get into the specifics. Let's look at those non-negotiable state laws, our legal building codes. And just to be clear, these apply to every single public employee in Texas. There are no exceptions. And here it is. This is the big one. Texas Government Code, Section 2054.5193. This is the piece of legislation that governs everything we're talking about today. It's the official rule book from the state on how we use AI. When in doubt, this is your source of truth. So, who's in charge of all this? That would be the Department of Information Resources, or DIR. They're the ones who certify the training programs and set the standards. The most important takeaway for you is super simple. You should only be using AI tools that your district has explicitly approved. That's it. Now, the law also draws some really bright lines in the sand about what's completely off limits. Using AI for any kind of social scoring, absolutely forbidden. Same goes for identifying people using biometric data without their direct consent. These are not gray areas, they're hard stops. All right, so we've got our legal foundation poured. Now let's talk about the pillars that hold up the rest of the structure. These are the core ethical principles that make sure every single thing we do with AI is safe, sound, and totally responsible. What I love about this is how it connects each principle to a real-world strategic impact. Take human oversight. That just means your district, not some algorithm, stays in control of teaching quality. Or accountability. This one's huge. It means an administrator can't just point a finger at a software company if something goes wrong. And equity is so important. It means we're actively working to protect our students from any systemic bias that might be hiding in an AI's training data. Okay, we've talked about state laws, we've talked about ethical pillars. Let's bring this right down to the ground level. What is your concrete day-to-day responsibility in all of this? Well, it really boils down to one critical job. You are a guardian of data. And that brings us to what I call the golden rule. Seriously, if you remember only one thing from our time together today, make it this. Read it, memorize it, live by it. Never, ever input personally identifiable information into publicly available AI tools. This is the biggest, brightest red line of all. So what counts as PII? Basically, it's anything that could be used to identify a specific person. We're talking about student names, of course, but also their ID numbers, their grades, any details from an IEP or 504 plan, and even sensitive stuff like teacher evaluations. None of that can ever go into a public tool like a free chatbot. So why is this so important? Well, it's because AI has what you might call structural weaknesses. It's a prediction engine, not a truth engine. That means it can sometimes create what are called hallucinations. It literally just makes stuff up. And it can also reflect the biases from the data it was trained on. This is why we always need a human failsafe. And that failsafe has a name, the human-in-the-loop model. It's a super simple but really powerful 3-step process. Step 1, the AI generates a first draft. Step 2, you, the professional educator, check that draft for any inaccuracies, any bias, or any of those fabricated hallucinations. And step 3, the most important one, you make the final decision and take full professional responsibility for it. So we've come full circle. You're the architect. You now have the legal and ethical building codes you need to get to work. Remember, these aren't limits. They're your blueprint for safe, powerful, and truly exciting innovation. So the only question left is the fun one. Now that you have the codes, what are you going to build?